Hi, thanks for joining me in another video. Today we're diving into the Chevy Equinox EV, a key part of GM's strategy to electrify its lineup. Positioned as a more budget-friendly mid-size electric SUV, it's definitely an option worth considering. How does it perform and how does it stack up against other EVs in the segment? Let's take a closer look. Before we dive in, I want to thank ClimateXChange for sponsoring today's video. Time is running out to enter the ClimateXChange EV Raffle, where one lucky winner gets to pick their dream EV from over 60 models on the market, worth up to $120,000 with all taxes and fees covered. And that's not all. Second and third place winners score $12,500 and $7,500 in cash. There are less than 2,000 tickets left and sales end February 26th, so don't miss out. Get your raffle tickets today at carbonraffle.org/CallaEV and support ClimateXChange's mission to pass impactful climate policies across the U.S. Good luck. This is a 2024 Chevrolet Equinox EV LT. While it's pretty new, Chevy's already made some updates for the 2025 models. This includes slightly higher horsepower and simplified trim configurations. If you're looking to buy a 2025 model, the LT starts at $33,600 and the RS starts at $43,400. Both trims are available in front and all-wheel drive options, giving buyers flexibility based on their needs. The Equinox we have with us today is a front-wheel drive LT trim and has an EPA estimated range of up to 319 miles. According to GM, it has DC fast charging capability of up to 150 kilowatts, which enables approximately 77 miles of range to be added in 10 minutes. But beyond the numbers, how does the Equinox EV actually look on the road? At first glance, the Equinox EV has a sleek, modern design that still feels like a Chevy SUV. It has bold lines, sporty proportions, and the Ultium platform allows for a more streamlined look. Compared to the gas-powered Equinox, this EV has a more aggressive front fascia and a smooth aerodynamic shape. It features a light bar going across the front with two main headlights below. The Equinox EV is slightly smaller than the Blazer EV by 2 inches in width and length. Chevy has this SUV in 7 different color options, but my favorite by far is the blue and white two-tone model that they always show off at the LA Auto Show and in their promo clips. The charging port is hidden behind this panel by the driver's side. It's manual, so just push to open. This EV rides on 19-inch aluminum wheels, and unlike the Blazer, this car has flush door handles that pop out. It's a small but stylish touch that adds to the tech-forward feel of the Equinox EV. Like in the Blazer EV, you won't find a front key. Seems like front trunks aren't popular among GM vehicles. However, you'll find room in the back that allows up to 57.2 cubic feet of maximum cargo space with the rear seats folded flat. With the seats up, there's 26.4 cubic feet of cargo volume available to be used. The seats allow for some flexibility with the 60/40 configuration, and there's a small sub-trunk for storing items. Inside, the Equinox EV has a modern and tech-focused design. The 17.7-inch infotainment screen serves as a centerpiece of the dashboard, while the driver gets an 11-inch digital display for essential information. Chevy has included a small mix of physical controls with buttons for the climate system, audio power button, and volume knob, keeping some tactile functionality. There's a mix of vent designs, the cool-looking circular vents on the sides, while the center vents have a more traditional horizontal look. This EV has a black interior with blue accents, which adds a small pop of color to break up the space. In this 2024 LT trim, heated front seats are standard, but in the 2025 model, it's an option to upgrade. It's nice to have in the winter. The material quality is decent, but there are some hard plastics throughout the cabin, something to be expected on a vehicle with a cheaper price point like this one. Conveniently, there's a handy storage bin in the center for smaller items, along with USB-C ports in both the front and the rear to keep your devices powered. The screen layout is identical to the Blazer EV, and the touchscreen is responsive, making it easy to navigate through the menus. But like the Blazer, there isn't Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which might be a downside for some. Instead, Chevy relies on Google built-in, allowing you to download apps directly from the Google Play Store. Luckily, this interface is pretty good, so it makes up for it. For backseat passenger space, the Equinox EV does well, thanks to its flat floor, which provides good legroom for both the 2 side seats and the middle seat too. Time to take note of our odometer to do our range test. We're at 1,168 miles and charged up to 100% as always. Let's drive. You'll notice that there isn't a start button in this car. All you have to do is get in with your key fob in the cabin and then just press on the brake pedal. Also, it won't let you drive until you put on your seatbelt. This includes your passenger, so if you have someone sitting there, they have to put on their seatbelt before it even lets you shift into drive. The interior is quiet and the motor is nearly silent, making for a relaxed drive. The ride is smooth and it handles bumps well. It's not stiff or overly harsh. The acceleration is smooth and predictable. It's not the fastest EV out there, but it still has enough power for your daily drives. For a vehicle of this size and weight, it has good efficiency, making the Equinox a good choice for longer trips. There are adjustable regenerative braking settings and one-pedal driving, making stop-and-go traffic easy. The view is good from all different angles and the driving positions are great. If you need a slight boost, the seat goes high enough for a clear view. Overall, the Equinox EV isn't built for thrills, but it's easy to drive, and it's suitable for your everyday use. The Equinox EV rides on GM's Ultium platform, the same architecture used in many of their electric vehicles. The battery pack is made up of lithium-ion NCMA cells that are built into the floor, giving it a low center of gravity. For the 2024 model year, power output varies depending on the trim and drivetrain, with the front-wheel drive capable of outputting 213 horsepower and the all-wheel drive getting up to 288 horsepower. However, 2025 models have been upgraded to 220 horsepower for the front-wheel drive and 300 horsepower for all-wheel drive. If you get the all-wheel drive variant, it comes with two motors placed on the axles. In the front, a permanent magnet bar wound rotor, and in the rear, a traditional induction motor. Since this is a front-wheel drive car, we have the one on the front axle. It also has the ability to tow up to 1,500 pounds, so it's quite versatile. The charging speeds are solid for a mainstream EV. It features 11.5 kilowatt level 2 charging that adds about 34 miles per hour, and 150 kilowatt DC fast charging that can provide 77 miles in just 10 minutes. Its level 1 and 2 charging are provided by the J connector, and its level 3 fast charging uses a CCS connector. GM hasn't moved over to the NACS plug yet, so charging on the Tesla supercharging network is available using an adapter. The Equinox EV also supports vehicle-to-home bidirectional charging, allowing you to power up your home during an outage. It doesn't look like there are any vehicle-to-load capabilities, but V2H is still good to have. We drove the car down to 10% and our odometer is now at 1,471 miles. So that means we drove 303 miles on 90% of our battery. Now if we estimate it down to 0%, that would give us around 333 miles. That's 14 miles better than our EPA estimate. Nice. Okay, let's test out our DC fast charging. Our charge started out pretty flat, gradually increasing until we hit a peak of 159 kilowatts at 24%. As expected from these Ultium EVs, we saw our first drop at around 35%, with our second larger drop at 49%. There was a bit of a recovery before dropping just before we finished our charge at 80%. Plotting this with our other Ultium cars, it has the same rough shape to its charging curve. The Equinox was right in line with the Honda Prologue until 49%, where it broke away. In total, this charge took 42 minutes and cost $42.30 for a 10 to 80 charge. This was about 4 minutes slower than the Blazer EV. There's a lot to like about the Equinox EV. The ride is comfortable and quiet, handling bumps well while keeping road noise to a minimum. It also delivers good range for the price, with up to 319 miles, which is solid for a mainstream EV. Bonus for one-pedal driving, making stop-and-go traffic effortless. On the other hand, it does have quite a bit of cheap interior plastics, and there is no Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's also no frunk, which would be nice to have for some extra storage. The Chevrolet Equinox EV brings Chevy's Ultium platform to a more affordable electric SUV, offering a balance of mixed range, tech, and everyday usability. While it does have some drawbacks, it's a strong option for someone who doesn't want to spend a lot on an EV, but also doesn't want to cut corners. It's a bit more expensive than a Chevy Bolt, but the improvements in battery tech, interior quality, and styling make it well worth it. There are several EVs built off the Ultium platform now. Which one's your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for spending time with me today. Support our channel and check out our Kai sticker shop. Kai is my dog, and follow us on social media at Kai'sEV. That's all for now, and happy charging.